What's going on, y'all? Let's get right into it. EVO 2022 Day 1 actually came with some pretty good announcements. Like, it's par the core that Sunday, the last day of EVO, is usually hyped for a bunch of different reasons, whether you're looking forward to the action, the announcements, or both. But still, we got a nice little bit of good news that not only is good for the future, but I just really wish I really wish Sunday was here because I can't wait. I really can't wait. So I'm just going to go through a couple of things that at least interest me in terms of like announcements. So before you talk about I forgot so and such, more than likely the thing that you think I forgot about, I don't really care about. And ironically speaking, the first thing we're going to cover is Guilty Gear Strive. I have not really had the drive to play Strive in quite a while now. The last time I played it was when DNF Duel came out, and literally it was for cope because I couldn't get DNF Duel at the time. On top of that, I really did want to give the balance patch an actual try because I like the new confirms that you can get off of counter hit punches and kicks, but still, it wasn't enough to keep me there for a while. Like, I actually have this joke where I say I play Guilty Gear Strive's soundtrack more than I play the game itself, which is actually true. I'm still willing to give it a chance. But let's get right into it. So here we are, we have the roadmap here for further content coming for Guilty Gear Strive, summer of 2022, which is interesting because I feel like summer of 2022 is almost coming to a close, like we're almost towards the end. Like, I know the heat wave has been battering a lot of us, and that is why I've been saying in my videos, stay hydrated and stay safe. That goes for everybody, wherever you are in the world there. I hope you all are staying safe, hydrated, all that good stuff. Character number 6 here has got to be coming soon. Now I'm going to let y'all in on a little something, because a lot of my friends that still love Strive to this day always talk about, hey, but what about the next couple characters coming? Why won't that get your hopes up? The reason for that is because all of my favorite Guilty Gear characters are already in the game. Baiken, Ino, Jacko. I like all the new characters that have been in this game so far, but my favorite of them all, of course, is Giovanna. So, with that being said, there's really not any characters that are going to be like, oh my god, I gotta go back and play that Strive. Like, the only character that probably would do that is Dizzy. That's really it. And even still, Dizzy is not super high on my personal favorite list of Guilty Gear characters. A new character may not really sell this game to me again. However, if there is some other character, like people have been talking about Vernon, that would be interesting. I'd love to see it. Like, the only chance really that a character could draw me back to this game is if it's somebody new and it's something that blows me away. But anyways, enough about me. There is some good stuff still to come from this. Additional character color, which I'm guessing that's across the board possibly. I might be wrong on that, but this info down here is actually really, really good. So I heard, even though I've been out of the loop, I've heard several people talk about input delay on PS5, and I mean, Event Hubs is really good at talking about that when it comes to new games, especially with, of course, the newer generation consoles being out. But of course, around the time when this game came out, I know there was that whole Totsugeki thing that came out, which was like an extension that you could use for better load times, but of course it came with the downside of wiping out all your unlocks and such, so there you go. And of course, we knew a while ago that we were going to get crossplay for this game, PS4, PS5, and Steam, so that right there is a big deal. I'm really hyped for the people that are happy for this, quite honestly. Back with my time playing Guilty Gear Strive, the only time I would have issues with finding matches is if I got put into a particular level in ranked where there was just literally nobody there. But yeah, this crossplay right here is going to be really big. Beta test is coming first, and then the update should follow sometime later. It's cool. And of course, we have a new character coming out later that season, so that's going to be interesting to see. Winter of this year, they're going to finish it off with a balance patch, which is going to be interesting considering the current one for Guilty Gear Strive is still kind of sizzling a little bit there. So I wonder what's going to happen with this one. I'm not sure of the meta. I know a lot of characters that were bottom tier, especially I know Gold Lewis, I think, is now in the meta. But that'll be interesting to see. Really interesting to see. And then come the beginning of next year, 2 new characters. Now, they don't have months for this or seasons, so we shall see when that comes. So really happy for those of you that play Strive. Like I said, the game really hasn't gotten me back into it, but I will not rule out the possibility that one thing or another might draw me back to it. Here's to hoping. Strive is still a good game, don't get me wrong, but I'm just not feeling it right now. So we all knew that we were going to get some Street Fighter 6 news at EVO. Capcom said it way in advance. We didn't get anything big yet, but we did get a little bit of a smorgasbord. This is actually pretty cool. So we have Tasty Steve and James Chen revealed as in-game commentators for Street Fighter 6. Wow. I don't know if you would call them guest characters in a way, but I was about to call them guest character announcers. But yeah, Capcom just revealed 2 new in-game commentators who will be featured in Street Fighter 6, Tasty Steve Scott, and James Chen, and I love both of them to death. Both of them are super awesome. These 2 will join fellow English-speaking commentator Jeremy Vicious Lopez, as well as the game's Japanese commentator Aru. Check the review. Oh, there's a trailer. I actually didn't watch the trailer. Let's see. Let's watch it.
I got you. Let's go.
Here comes a new commentator.
We're just getting started here. We'll take control.
Wow.
And just bets it all on the dry rush. Solid anti-air.
Wow.
No resources to work with. They gotta do this the old-fashioned way. Wow, that took off a chunk.
Solid so far. Solid so far. Like, I know people that may not be knee-deep into the competitive scene might not really get the appeal or whatnot, but still, this is actually really good. Like, for somebody like me that, of course, knows about stuff like that, this is actually pretty dope. This is pretty dope.
Wow! Punish counter to save the galaxy! Woo! I've seen...
It's so awesome, like, they have him actually referencing specific things, but I mean, of course, we've seen this in many years of fighting games that have, you know, commentators or whatever still, but like, it's actually sounding pretty nice on.
A lot of fights in my day, but nothing even comes close to this one.
Now, part of me well, it might be a little too much. I was gonna say part of me wonders if they're gonna have it to where they actually reference the characters by name, but I think they're gonna leave that just to like something like character intros and such like that. Okay, James Chen.
Let's go. I'm sure you're expecting a Chen reaction.
Love James.
Man, they just know the spacing way too well. You gotta be careful with this pressure. You know a prey is most dangerous when they're cornered. They're ready for the anti-air. That jump is too obvious.
Like, this is so awesome. Like, I think the reason it's making me like laugh a little bit is just because it's because like it kind of reminds me of like the commentary and how they've actually improved it in wrestling games. Wrestling fan here in case you don't know. So like knowing how the commentary is on the actual broadcasts with wrestling shows and now with this fighting game competitions, and then just hearing it in game, like it sounds actually well executed. I think that's why it's so funny to me. Like I was expecting it's like, oh, like they're gonna have him for the voice, but it's not gonna be all that good, you know what I'm saying? But it actually sounds really good. And on top of that, I just love James Chen. I love James. Like if I could hire him like as my personal coach of fighting games, I would totally do it.
Oh, okay. That one hurt. Oh, here we go. Is it good?
And then it's just James's voice. Like it's just so naturally him. I like that they brought them in here and they have their personalities. Because some people, what they'll do is they'll just bring someone in. It's like, oh, we got a celebrity to do like guest voice work, and they don't use them well. And I mean, I was hoping, especially all the years that Tasty Steve and James Chen have been interacting with Capcom, they couldn't fumble this. I can't believe I'm over here gushing over some guest announcers.
Gonna kill? Is this gonna kill?
Yep, that sounds it. There it is. Jamie is so dope,
I
man.
can't believe they pulled that off. That was crazy.
That was a solid win. Give me your takeaways on what we just saw.
There is nothing more amazing than playing a close match with someone down to the wire like that.
Yo, I can't argue with you. What a game.
And they just kind of punch them together at the end to make it sound like it's just literally both of them on commentary, like watching the match. Because part of me wonders, like, is it going to be just one or the other, or is it going to be both, or could you do all three? But yeah, as you can tell, I actually enjoyed that a whole lot. I'm looking forward to Street Fighter 6's announcement. I'm really hoping we get some more new characters revealed, because I know, of course, about the leak and everything, and from what I saw, I'm not going to post it here in case you know, because a lot of people that follow me don't like leaks, so I'm not going to post it here. But I want to see what some of these new characters can do, because I'm more hyped for the new characters than the returning veteran characters, honestly. And even freaking Skullgirls, which I need to pick back up. I actually played it not that long ago, but I dropped it after having a really bad experience. Not gonna go into details, but I love Skullgirls. Skullgirls was part of my college days. One of my late friends, God rest his soul, loved this game. Love playing it with him and everything, and I'm pretty sure he would be screaming at me about letting some freaking random that wanted to get their rocks off ruining the experience for me. So, not to get emotional or anything, but yeah, Marie. Those of you that have played Skullgirls know who this is, the final boss. I was talking to Onyx earlier and I said freaking Skullgirls made their boss character playable before KOF 15 did. And no SNK, that is not your invitation to announce Otomo Raga as playable at EVO. No, 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 do not do that. Don't do it. It was a joke. But anyways, she is gonna be playable. Now, honestly, Marie was probably one of the last characters that I wanted to be playable. But hey, my opinion can definitely change on this. She's actually a pretty interesting character. I wonder what all from her moveset that you've seen in the boss battles, how much of that will be available to her. Because I know they're gonna whittle some things down, some things have gotta be removed. And honestly, for an annoying final boss, and maybe it's just because I tried to play the freaking 300% mode so much. Despite that, all of her attacks, even in boss mode, are actually pretty freaking good. But I know a teaser came with this and I haven't watched it, so let's. 10 years, it's been a while, but... Alright, so I know I'm stopping pretty fast right now, but it's like, I just want to say, just with the piano and all that, I still love this soundtrack. This soundtrack could easily be my #1 most favorite fighting game soundtrack of all time. I've never sat down and actually ranked them. That might be a video for another time. 10 years of fighting the Skullgirl. You get to play the Skullgirl through struggle and turmoil, aka 300% mode. The skull heart has been destroyed.
Patricia.
Oh my god. Let me rewind so I can hear the whole thing. The reason I stopped is because I know they probably used this song in the story several times. However, when I hear this song, I think about Painwheel's ending. I did a video on my channel a while ago talking about 10 of the saddest fighting game character endings, and yeah, Painwheel's is actually pretty sad. It's actually pretty sad. And they play this song. That's what I think about whenever I hear this. It probably has been used for something else, but still.
Patricia, you shouldn't be here.
These
Best friends forever.
BFFs. Okay, so love the music for this game, man. It's so good. It's so good. But Marie wasn't high up on my most desired DLC characters. But like I said, I could easily change my mind and see myself having a lot of fun with that character. And now, for the moment that most of you have been waiting for, let's talk about it. Crossplay for King of Fighters 15, rollback for Samurai freaking Shodown, and more announced by SNK at EVO. To keep me from going off on a tangent because I have been rambling like a freaking madman throughout this whole thing, let's just go down and I'll comment as I go. During their EVO panel today, SNK shared a handful of exciting announcements for both King of Fighters 15 as well as Samurai Shodown. For King of Fighters, this includes both short and long-term DLC information, such as the release date for the recently revealed Team Awaken Orochi characters, and for Samsho, it's all about netcode. Developers took to the stage to offer a few details and footage on how the 3 upcoming Team Awaken Orochi fighters, alternate versions of Shirmi, Yashido, and Chris, will play. And yeah, I don't know if y'all saw that, but these three are bound to be a problem. I've heard people saying that those characters are already broken, but part of me is wondering, are the people that are at EVO that are playing the builds that have Team Awaken Orochi on them, is it Team Awaken Orochi with the current build of the game, or is it Team Awaken Orochi with the balance patch? Like, did SNK already decide on a balance patch for this? I would hope they haven't. I hope they like at least wait until after EVO goes to see, do they need to bury Cronin? Yes. And and like anybody else, quite frankly. So I wonder about that, because some characters might actually get a little bit of a boost come the next balance patch. We never know. But from the little bits that I've seen here, whether it was during this panel or whether it's some stuff that you might have seen on Twitter, oh, they got some sauce, as they say nowadays. Like Yashiro, I cannot wait to play Orochi Yashiro. And quite frankly, Orochi Yashiro is actually the member of this team that I'm actually the most sold on. I am happy that they put the stupid gamble super for Shermie to the side. I'm glad that is gone. Shermie is actually pretty good, but Orochi Chris, it may change once I get this DLC. It may change, but from most hype to least hype, there you go. Orochi Yashiro, Shermie, and then not me Chris. It's been a minute since I've done that joke. Moving on though, they also offered a release date for the upcoming team, August 8th. The panel also noted that they're working on cross-platform play for King of Fighters 15, but that it will not be ready to roll out until sometime in 2023. So a lot of people said this cross-play announcement shattered their expectations. Me, not so much. Honestly, man, SNK had to get with the program, especially seeing Guilty Gear Strive is doing it. And crossplay is becoming more and more prevalent nowadays. They had to. They had to. Interestingly, with the crossplay announcement came some people talking about the fact that, spoiler, there was no mentioning of the matchmaking being fixed. Now, some of you are probably thinking, but crossplay should solve the problem, right? Short answer, not really. Now, with that being said, this will be good for these people that have not been stung by the bad matchmaking bug yet, like me. I acknowledge, like, with all the people talking about bad matchmaking with KOF 15, it's the maxim about a smoke and a fire. With all this smoke, there has to be a fire somewhere. Now, is the fire everywhere? No. But still, I actually streamed some KOF 15 last night and actually got a healthy amount of matches for the time I played it. So I haven't been stung by it that bad. Yet. There's still time. But yeah, for people like me, yeah, it may quell the problem a little bit. But for those who are being affected by the matchmaking bug, not so much. Not so much. So it's something, but in seeing that they said, if I'm checking it again, it will not be ready to roll out until sometime in 2023. So we have a big gap, at least until they probably reveal the roadmap for the DLC on Sunday. There should be a big enough gap here to where they can really hunker down and hash out this freaking matchmaking issue. What I'm hoping happens is that SNK at least hunkers down and finds out what the matchmaking issue is sometime before they're ready to roll this out, and at least by the time they're ready to put out crossplay, they'll be golden. That's what I'm hoping for. EVO's biggest reveals tend to happen on finals day, and SNK shared that they haven't shown everything for this weekend just yet. Though we're definitely excited to get our hands on Team Awaken Orochi in just 3 days, we'll soon have yet another new team to look forward to, as there's another several slated for this Sunday. And I'm pretty sure I mentioned this in my reaction to the Team Awaken Orochi gameplay trailer, but I'm glad they are going to go on ahead and bring out Team 4. I don't know if they're doing this because the leak happened, or whether they were going to do this at EVO regardless. I don't know, and quite frankly, I don't care. I'm happy that we're going to see them, and I hope there's at least gameplay, because as we read along, you'll see why I'm hopeful. Finally, another season of DLC is confirmed for the King of Fighters 15, with additional information also slated to roll out on Sunday. That's why. I'm imagining what SNK is going to do. Maybe, just maybe, the next team is already ready at least to be showcased in terms of gameplay. Because we're going to get a peek at the next season looking at this right here. At first, I thought what they were going to do is reveal Team 4 and then just say, Season 2 is coming, and then just leave it on a cliffhanger. Like, remember when they showed the Sam Show DLC from the first year it had at EVO, and then after that trailer, they just threw up the freaking SNK logo and people went crazy and then just said, now it's in development? That's what I was expecting to happen here when it came to confirming season 2, but nope, they just came out day 1 and said, season 2, boom. And I'm pretty sure we're going to see Kim. We are going to see Kim. Like with the same veracity that people were talking about, bring back Rock, Team Garo for KOF 15, Garo. And what was the first DLC team that we got for KOF 15? Team Garo. So obviously, I'm pretty sure they are going to bring out Kim. As for his teammates though, what I'm personally hoping, more Garo. One of his sons, one of Kim's sons, and I mean this with every single fiber of my existence right now, bring back Mei Lee. Come on now. What I think is gonna happen, oh God. I hate doing this, but sometimes you gotta acknowledge reality. I fear that SNK may do one of two things. Either one, what I'm expecting, since, you know, again, shatter all expectations, and no, I'm not gonna stop referencing it. SNK made it KOF 15 slogan, so I'm gonna keep on bringing it up. Sorry if you don't like it, hold that. What I'm expecting them to do when it comes to Kim is one of two things. Either one, going off of what a lot of people have been saying about the characters as they were being revealed for KOF 15, a lot of these characters were in 14. Their models got polished up. They got some new moves. The first thing that I'm expecting them to do is going to be Kim reuniting with Chang and Choi. Now, do I want that? No. Chang and Choi have fans, but honestly, that's not an expectation-shattering team. It's not. Would it make sense in terms of the story? Kind of. Since the both of them have buyer's remorse about joining with Xanadu? But at the same time, it's Chang and it's Choi. There's nothing surprising and expectation shattering about those two. But like, is anybody really gonna be bending over backwards to want to pay for Chang and Choi? And the funny thing about that is this goes in hand with my point. SNK has been selling these DLC characters in teams. It's not like what it was in 13. It's not like what it was in 14. Individuals. They're selling them in bulk. They really saw that people really wanted Kim back, so it's like, they may not care about Chang and Choi, but with Kim there, they'll still buy it. SNK could be banking on that. The second thing that I think they're gonna do, and this one honestly isn't that bad, although personally I don't like it, but at the same time it does open the door for something interesting. One of his partners will be Gongil. I've made it clear that I do not like this character. I do not like Gongil. Gongil does not feel like a sensei. To me, he doesn't. Like, people make fun of Chen, and Chen is not one of my favorites either, but at the same time, you cannot tell me that this dude is not at least unique. Gongil was not unique in KOF 14. He wasn't. Everything he did was just what Kim did, but with no extra flair, no extra impact, no intensity. On paper, it does make sense. This is his sensei, so of course, there are gonna be some overlying moves. It's just like with all the Shoto clones, Gouken and everybody else. But think about it. Gouken, unlike most of the other Shoto clones, is firing Hadokens with one hand. Everybody's using two. Like, Gouken looks and feels like a sensei. Now, I will say this. I will give SNK a pass. Let's say they bring Gongil back, which I'm still probably gonna be ready to puke. But if they actually give this dude some flair about his fighting style, honestly, I'll give it a pass. But like, I want him to actually stand out more. Like, make this dude feel like a big deal, because honestly, if KOF 14 was my very first KOF, and I didn't know anything about the freaking characters or the story, and you asked me just to judge who do you think this person is and this person is just by looking at them and looking at how they play, I would have thought Kim was the sensei. Kim's moveset is a lot more flashy and a lot more impactful. I would have thought that Gongil was like an old man that I guess found Kim or something and trained in his dojo and has been working out and trying to get his groove back. Seriously. Now, with that being said, and let me stop roasting Gongil for the sake of not offending the two of you in here, but that does beg the question, who would their partner be? Who would their partner be? Luong is far gone. And not only did she betray you two, Kim and Gongil, she betrayed her second team. So if it's Kim and Gongil, who's the third person? A lot of people have been thinking that SNK is seriously considering bringing back Mei Lee. So Kim, Gongil, and Mei Lee? As much as it would pain me to, I'd buy it. Kim Gong-il and Jun-hoon? I'd buy it. Kim Gong-il and freaking Chang and Choi as a single unit? Please don't. Kim Gong-il and Chae Lim? That would be expectation shattering. I don't know. Of those two scenarios that I just drew up, I do think Kim Gong-il and somebody else is going to be the likely outcome at EVO. It is so funny to me that out of all the stuff that has been going on at SNK in the past while or so with this whole shatter all expectations thing, the one thing that shattered all expectations is the game that this slogan isn't even meant for. It's the freaking Sam Show Rollback announcement. That shattered expectations, at least mine, and I will be there for that. Samurai Shodown, which released back in 2019, will be getting rollback netcode for online play on almost all platforms. Developers are aiming for the spring of 2023 for this update. So as opposed to the crossplay announcement for King of Fighters 15, we do have more of a specific time frame for the rollback update for Sam Show. Spring of 2023. Bring it here. Bring it here. Bring it here. I miss that game so much. And it will be available on all platforms save for the Nintendo Switch due to technical limitations according to the devs. So yeah, expectations shattered? Yes, but oddly enough, not for the game in question. It's the Sam Show update. Now I'm just saying, SNK has a chance. Sunday is D-Day. I'm hype, I'm looking forward to it. Let's go SNK, let's go fighting games. But yeah, that's all I got for this one, and until next time, you can let me know in the comments, are you hyped for it, are you not? What do you think we're gonna see? What do you want to see? Comment below, keep it cool, and until then, I am Chris Lotus, Chrysalid, C49, Chris McDougal, goodness gracious y'all, or something else. And I will catch y'all on Sunday. Take care, be safe, stay hydrated. See ya.